So let's just get right into it. My boy, Dr. V. Let me read some comments real quick. It's been too long. My boy, Steve, Edwin, Dr. V. Ray. Are you kidding me? Firefighter, numbers of things, CITM, LFG, Gang, PNW, my main man. Oh, it's good to see everyone this morning. I slept like a little baby last night. And I want you guys to know what we're talking about today. X1 chain native token, XN. How to connect your wallet to the X1 chain. And XENFT staking is live. And I think there might have been a little bit of a teaser for Binance and Polygon and the XENFT staking. Guys, here's the Block Explorer, X1 devnet. I'm going to show you how to connect to the devnet. And I'm going to show you how to get those XN tokens on the devnet. Remember, we talked about that hybrid testnet where the value will be kind of... Anyway, let me get straight into it. Crypto in the Morning, live every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern. You already know what time it is.
You already know what time it is. Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Waiting on phone. Crypto in the morning. 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 Waiting on phone. Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Smoking a blunt on my way to the gym. 11 a.m. and I'm already tuned in. Got me some hacks and I'm making a stake. Got me some heads on, I'm making it rain. Pay me some maxi and that just in case. Jim Reddit sent me to show you the way. Crypto in the morning. 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 Crypto in the morning.
Yo, what's good, bro? That stream yesterday, I felt like a lot of people really enjoyed that conversation. There was a lot of comments in there. There was a lot of people that were paying attention to that. So
You and Buck go back and forth very seamlessly, which I like. Yeah. I think I said like 100 words. I think I might have an all-time low for words, and I think it was one of the best shows.
Yeah, there was over 200 for quite a long time yesterday.
222 at the top yesterday, guys. Really happy about that. And I'm really happy about how much this channel is growing. And I'm really happy about the engagement that I'm getting. And the haters make me uber bullish because I learned a little something over the last couple of years. If you ain't getting hated on, you ain't doing something right. I mean, come on now. Sam goes to the gym. People probably say, who's this guy? He thinks he can just lift all these weights. What a piece of crap. His girlfriend, he's always smiling. Sam's like, yeah, I know it. But anyway, let's get back on target. Sam, what do you think? We have the native token for the X1 chain called XN. Okay. And in order to get XN, you right now, if you've minted an NFT and you connect to the devnet, you earn a certain amount of XN token. So that's where we're at right now, guys. And I want to know if you guys have any questions.
Are these test tokens, correct?
They're test tokens, but they have direct value once it's finished. So we talked about this yesterday a little bit, and I'm going to not mess this up too much, but those XN tokens will be real tokens at some point once there's a full chain. Because if you minted as NFT, you actually are eligible for the real XN tokens, but we're just on the devnet. But it's only on Ethereum, and I'm a little bit confused. Is it fair that I'm a little bit confused about all this?
Is there an area that explains that? Because I think from what our conversation was yesterday, if I understood that correctly, when somebody goes through and they've minted as NFT, they are able to get the test net token, while at the same time there's going to be a minted ERC20 that is going to be X1 token on Ethereum, but they're going to be set. You get test tokens, which are worthless, just like Pulse test, just worthless shit, right? But the X1 on Ethereum is going to be a real token. It's going to be a real ERC20, and then when you have that ERC20 on Ethereum, it's going to load back into X1 in some way where you get some value, whether you burn it or do something with it, from my understanding. But I don't have any documents or anything like that to take a look at on there. It would be very interesting. Think about this, right? There's 12 or 14 different chains that Zen has launched on. So there's people in all these different communities. There's 10. Okay, thank you. So there's 10 different chains where Zen has launched. If the testnet is up, right? So we're going to get into that in a few minutes. Testnet is up, right? Now you have 9 chains that are not Ethereum, but they're interested in Zen enough to either mint it and or buy it. What does this do? Well, people on Binance, AVAX, Phantom, etc., POW. If they want to get involved in the testnet, if they want to pay attention and play with this, then they're going to get this free token on X1 on Ethereum. So what this could do potentially is drive more traffic onto Ethereum network, because the people on Phantom, on AVAX, on Binance who want to be part of this are going to, because can you mint XENFTs on these other networks as well?
Not yet, but I think today or within 2 days, Binance, and it could be already, guys, in the comments, help me out, because I saw some, but on Binance and on Polygon, this will be occurring very soon.
Okay, so
XENFTs on those platforms.
Okay, and then soon there's going to be staking for all of those as well.
Yes, 100%. So, but the interesting thing is, Sam, I don't even know if those other chains I don't know. I didn't even know they had NFTs on Binance. I know they have NFTs on Polygon, but I didn't know so some of these chains don't even have NFTs. I'm sure they have capable of having NFTs, but I don't know if there's an active marketplace for NFTs, which is kind of the whole thing, right? Like you need an active marketplace. And let's read this one real quick. I believe Sam is saying to be correct. These tokens will be trashed. They are still finalizing how many Zen tokens you will get. Yeah, I still think they're working through like the exact, because this is kind of difficult, working through the exact amount you should get of XN from the different XENFTs. And guys, me and Sam are minting XENFTs all day. We are trying to cover this appropriately and first, of course. But let's just sit back for 1 second. This will probably provide some clarity. Jack did a stream yesterday, and I want to play it for 5 or 6 minutes. In my crypto kindness, we got to get on with crypto kindness. I'm not sure if you know him, but he is awesome. He's awesome. He's got a beautiful family. He's got a great attitude. And he brings Zenians and Hexicans together. He doesn't play that whole like, oh, we're going to do this, do that. He's like, I love all my friends, and I love that vibe. I love cutting right through that bull crap, that vampire crap. But let me just sit back for a second and listen to this. And Sam, if you want me to stop at any point, please just say so. This is Crypto Kindness right here. And this is Mr. Vampire Jack Levin, Unfair Crypto. So when launch Unfair Crypto. Okay. So let's get into this, and he's going to update us real quick about what happens when you mint certain XENFTs and what kind of rewards you can expect from that.
Okay, so this was the chart you put out for the airdrop, and it shows that Apex, every Apex you have, I guess, under each category, Unicorn gets 1,000, down to Rare getting 50. Limited getting 25, and Collector getting 10. Now, the one thing that I saw here that was a question that was like, ooh, right here, Zen Crypto, I don't know if that's Zen Crypto Army. Yeah, Zen Crypto Army says, so could I just mint 100 collectors and ultimately get as much as a Unicorn? So you can mint a Ruby, which is like $7 to mint, and spend way less minting 100 rubies but still get the same airdrop value of a Zunicorn. What are your thoughts on that? Or does that make any sense?
Okay, no, it makes sense. So, like for example, you can mint 100 rubies
Mm-hmm.
and spend, I guess, $500, and you get an equivalent of a Zunicorn drop, right? So it's cool. I mean, here's the thing: this is a devnet, which means play money. None of it is real, and this is for people to test and kick the tires of the chain, so that they have something to play with.
Gotcha.
And hey, if people mint 50 collector rubies or 500 collector rubies, that's great for the OpenSea, right? Because there's more things potentially for sale. So this schedule isn't really based on fairness in any way. Like we were not even considering collectors for a while, but we wanted to add them so that we can give the airdrop to as many people as we can.
Okay.
And again, this airdrop doesn't have any value, and I specifically said that on my tweet, where this devnet is running in a it's in a test mode. It will eventually remain devnet, and then the testnet and the mainnet will be forked from there.
Gotcha.
But with a different airdrop entirely. So we're testing airdrop. Like we literally wrote the airdrop function yesterday, and today we're testing it. And so we wanted people to actually see if they get it.
At some point today, it's got to be done right, but I think the crowd wants to hear this.
It's like blah blah blah.
The blah blah blah.
Right. He spells it wrong. It's supposed to have the BLAE.
EA, like the French blah blah blah.
Yeah, with the A and E together is actually a Latin word. You know, like you know that weird word. It's A and E together, you know, Iron Flux, the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So they have this like.
All right, so he kind of explained that XN token a little bit and how you kind of get eligible for those tokens, Sam, and that it is just a devnet. Hold on 1 second. I wanted to pull this up.
Yeah, he's saying that how they built this yesterday to be able to kind of like practice the airdrop. The airdrop portion of it sounded like they built yesterday to get this tested. And then once the testnet has been, put through, many different iterative improvement processes, then they're going to go through and fork this and create their own. And I think, did he say it was going to be like 8 to 12 months or something like that? Wouldn't that be hilarious if this came out before Pulse? I think that would be fucking hilarious.
Well, I mean, certainly I'd have to cover it. But yes, it would be interesting, Sam. And I am confused a little bit about all of these dynamics behind the scenes. I'm not going to lie. Like, it's very confusing to really understand what's going on behind the scenes because I'm just a young man. I remember the 2 more weeks speech, and I was thinking this stuff is just like candy, baby. This is too easy. That was 2 years ago. Or, when I sacrificed or whatever. And it's hard to understand what really goes behind the scenes here, but I think we're learning slowly. But again, guys, this all relies on EVM. This all relies on Ethereum being, the future in a way, right, Sam? Like, this is all EVM stuff, right? This is not any different code that we haven't seen before. I don't know what they're adding to it, but it's interesting to watch all this stuff go down. And I think if you're really confused in the chat, welcome to the club. Right? Welcome to the club. I'm not here going to tell you I understand all this stuff completely. It's launching every day. They're launching something else. I covered Phoenix, Nex, the Reflection token, and now XN token, XN chain, X1 chain, and it's all happened within a week. And I was on vacation for a week too. So just remember, guys, one thing that crypto tries to get you to do is FOMO. They want, and I refuse. I refuse to dump a lot of US dollar into something that's not available yet. Done it before. Done it before. And I don't regret it, but I think it's important for us to take accountability for what we're doing and to understand, like, Sam, this is one quick tangent. So when Pulse Chain was 2 more weeks, right? And it's cool. I don't really care. But I'm saying, what did everyone immediately do? There was a narrative getting spit out that you should buy as much hex on ETH as humanly possible. And I said, that is ridiculously stupid. Ridiculously stupid, especially when the valuation after the fork, literally out of Richard's mouth, going to be 0. So I'm going to spend 45,000 US dollars on a Zen, on Hex that gets forked over to initial 0. What am I just going to assume it's going to hit parity right away because some people were talking about it and getting excited about it? Nope. And the same thing goes with the Pulse Chain sacrifice, Sam. It's like, just because you sacrifice $1.7 billion doesn't mean there's going to be $1.7 billion of liquidity on the other side. It doesn't. I guarantee it won't. That makes no sense. It doesn't how it works. So I think it's interesting to remember, if you have US dollar available, you're winning. You're winning. And if you could deploy it, if you're able to deploy it, what happens is all these things happen and you find yourself with 0 US dollar in your crypto account, right? And you're like, I'm a FOMO king, right? I'm a FOMO king. But just step back. The guys that are really good at this, they step back. What was Buck saying? This is uninvestable for me at this moment, right?
Well, I think he said he was going to invest into X1.
Well, yeah, but I think he was saying, like, as it stands right now, what's available, he was like, there's not really enough money in these pools for me to feel like, or he's going to eat slippage, so I just want everyone to know, like, if you're a little bit confused, if you feel like you're falling behind, if you feel like you're just out of the loop, you're probably not, and you're probably in a pretty decent position. Just focus on these details. I've been trying to study Chia for about a week and a half. I still don't have any Chia. I don't have any Chia. I'm not going for the Chia bang. It's down 95%. Let me get all this stuff out so I can be. No, why don't I just take part? No candle goes up 700% in one candle. Right? So just focus. And I still think there could be more pain to come in cryptocurrency, Sam, whether that's a short amount of time. And the GBTC premium has been trending up a little bit, but we're still trading under a half discount to regular BTC. So that's not bull run. That is not bull run. That's too big of a deal with the biggest liquidity pool in crypto. So I want to stay certain that, I do really respect Richard Hart. And when he was doing his calculations in his brain and saying 11K or lower was his target, I still agree that could be a possibility. And I think a lot of people really do think the bull run is starting right now. And I think it's a little naive.
I think what Buck was saying yesterday is what I've been talking about with liquidity. How when you have an overlap of people that appreciate having crypto structured in an intelligent way, right? You following the crypto principles as Jack puts forth, and Richard Hart says the same type of thing, except for he likes centralization because it benefits him. There's so much overlap in the ideology there that I do think that there's going to be like a suction to crypto projects like that, ones that are designed intelligently, especially as more and more people understand that. Because I knew friend, I was talking to this girl in the gym, and she's like, oh yeah, I have money on Binance, and she doesn't even know about self-custody. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you should not be buying any more crypto. You should learn about self-custody. That's a foolish thing to do. And a lot of people are just unaware of self-custody and unaware of like how to understand if a crypto is an intelligent designed crypto, right? Like if you don't understand the design to know if it is a good crypto, and that's independent of several factors, but from a scam standpoint, you can drastically reduce your risk if there's no admin keys, if it's immutable. Right? These two things right off the bat, like drastically reduce your risk of investing into something. Is it immutable? Yes. Okay, cool. Is there a fair distribution of it? Right? That's also important. These factors, if you just look at a crypto and understand if it has those, right, you drastically reduce your risk. And I talk to people who may have a kind of like a tiptoe into crypto, and they're effing clueless on this stuff. So when you think about Pulse and like X1, I think that they're going to be overlapped in a lot of ways, because you have that fundamental piece of like paying attention to what's important in crypto, right? You don't want, backdoors. You don't want, with admin keys and stuff, you want immutable code and all this other stuff in there. And I do think there's gonna be a lot of overlap.
I had an MEXC employee reach out to me yesterday, and he was talking about $5,000 to $100,000 a month for affiliate programming, affiliate thing. He said he watched my show from yesterday, and I said, I didn't say no yet, but I'm going to say no. So, because why, Sam? Because I know, how dare I funnel people into a place where I know they can go to zero, where I know I don't know the balance books, where I know I don't understand the liquidity of MEXC. And I think it's really important that people realize.
But you could also go through, there's nothing wrong with affiliates, right? But you have to be 100% honest in it. So if they're like, hey, if you want to promote us, then we'll pay you X% of anybody who comes in. Cool. But then recognize that, like, if you're going to do that, you'd be like, tell people, like, use this as a tool to get to the end result. Do not leave money on MEXC.
Yeah, it's funny. It's hard. It's hard for me, man, because I watched Bankless podcasts for about a year and a half, right? Passively. And their whole entire reputation is destroyed because they put everything that went to zero, they sponsored at some point. And I'm like, I think we have a good thing going, and I don't know enough yet. I just don't know enough about MEXC. I don't know enough about centralized exchanges. But you know what I did say, Sam? Let's get on Showtime. I said, hey, screw the affiliate link, Showtime. I want to have someone on the show. So I'm setting up that show. So we're going to have one, and I have so many questions about centralized exchanges, like unlimited questions about centralized exchanges. What does that do? How does that price chart interact? How does that liquidity interact with, because remember, Sam, one of my favorite things about Hex is that it's all on chain. And I get confused when things go off chain, and Zen was on MEXC day one. And I use MEXC, by the way. I do. I like it because there's no KYC. And, but anyway, Sam, just to get to the latter part, here's for the clip. So guys, let's connect to the X1 devnet real quick. And I don't have anything on this computer other than Liquid Zen. So I'm going to show you guys. All right, I'm just going to look at this and go through it and kind of show you guys how I would interact with this page in general if I wanted to connect to my wallet, right? So look up here. It says X1 devnet, the block explorer, right? Usually you want to scroll to the bottom. And then look right here, Sam. Add X1 with the little MetaMask face. I'm going to click on that. Oh, I already did this. So basically, that'll pop directly up your MetaMask, which I have pulled up right now, just like Pulse Chain, just like Ethereum, just like Binance. It just says X1. And then it says on the bottom, XN. That would be the native token. So I'm not going to pull my wallet up, but if you click that button right at the bottom here, this is really all you need to do. And if you've minted a XENFT, you will have XN token in there. So anyone who's minted a XENFT will pull, it'll click automatically. It will add X1 to your wallet, and you will see those tokens in there. So that's all you have to really do is click this button right here.
There's no faucet to get XN or anything like that.
I think that's the faucet right now. I think that's like the only faucet, if I'm correct. Can you guys help me in the chat there?
Okay, interesting. Okay, so
this came up yesterday from Hexagon Contractor. I have to talk to you about this. You were able to check out the Uni V3 moving to Binance. Sam,
I haven't seen that yet, but I would be curious to check it out.
I'll find some stuff.
V3 is way better than Pancake.
Oh, dude, V2 is so trash if you're trying to make a crypto.
And
It's
can't
so
control
trashy.
shit.
You can't control anything. You can't do anything. You're at the mercy of everyone just dumping your shit 24/7. And I learned this. I don't want to say anything else, but man, every day that goes by, I learned how amazing V3 liquidity providing really is. And I'm not talking about for me in particular, but for what it can do for cryptocurrencies. It's really wild how you can change so many dynamics compared to V2, where you put all your money in a pool and you just sell out of the pool and you don't even earn good yield as much.
That comment right there was whoever that was, B Crypt, mentions VC and foundation get 50% of the cake and 50% are to be burnt. That is inaccurate information. First of all, it's not ironed out the details of it yet, but also Jack put something out on Twitter the other day, and it was VCs are potentially getting 5% and the foundation getting 20%. So this is just
inaccurate. And I can pull up that document from yesterday too that I showed from that.
I just wanted to point out inaccurate information, so it wasn't inaccurate information continuing to spread, because that's false.
Yeah, try not to spread information if you haven't looked at the documentation. Even me, like I'm not going to say anything set in stone right now, because literally every time Jack talks about it, he says, I don't know if we have all these numbers roughed out yet. I don't know if we have all these things. There could be one number off, and then they're like, damn, those apexes really shouldn't get this rate for the XN. That would make no sense. But it's so hard. There's a lot of moving pieces there, and they're all good at math and smart, so we'll let them stick to that stuff. But
I don't think anybody really, I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't have any NFTs other than like V3 liquidity providing NFTs. I think that like there's not that many NFTs for Zen versus like how many people are actually in Zen, right? Like one is like, 10,000 and the other one's like 7, right? That type of thing. Like the number of people who have NFTs in Zen, I think is trivial relative. I could be wrong. I could be 100% wrong, but I just don't see the NFT thing for Zen being gigantic relative to actually the number of holders.
Well, let's pop up Zen.turbo real quick and go to the ZenFTs. So here we are. So let's look at some of these numbers. God, I swear to God, I'm losing my vision. Let's look at some of these numbers, guys. First of all, beautiful, beautiful front end. Look at all those sweet unicorns. And there's an Apex, Rare. So guys, if you don't know, Zen Turbo is probably my favorite website just because the graphics and everything and I have all my claims on here. So this is the website I use for the stats for the most part. And we've had Steve on too. But again, I'm not looking at this stuff all day. I've been looking at a bunch of different stuff, but this is probably the primary website that people have been using to talk about. Now, Sam, another fact that was super interesting is the people that aren't unminting their Zen are vast. There's a chart. I can't remember where the chart was, but there was a chart where it was like emergent, like stakes that never got ended, mints that never got, and it's like the chart literally goes straight up because Sam, a lot of people did 150 solo wallets. You ain't doing jack nut with 100. If I had 150 solo wallets, you know what I would be doing? Shutting my computer and getting $100 and just buying it on the market.
Because it's just not profitable to end your stake or end your mint your Zen. It's just not profitable because you got to pay another $3 or $5.
Let's say it's $3 profit, Sam. Let's say it's $3. Let's say it's $5 profit. You now Sam has to go to his computer, go through all of his wallets, send Ethereum to each one, depending on what Gwei is, unmint from each one, send it back to a single wallet, and then you have that trace Ethereum left in every single wallet.
So it's just not profitable.
It's like we're basically breaking on like time spent versus like cents.
Right. So say in your example, right, you minted Zen and it's coming due now, and you're looking at the numbers and you're like, okay, cool. If I get that Zen and I sell it on the marketplace, I make $5 versus the $5 I paid to mint it at the start. The gas fee was $5. Now it's worth $10. I'm gonna get that $5 and sell it. But then you're sending Ethereum to this extra wallet to do the transaction, assuming you don't have it there already. And then you go through and you get the Zen and you mint it, right? So there's like $3 fee just to do that. We'll assume that's what the network fee is. Okay, now there's only $2 profit. Now you have to go back in there and take your Zen and convert it to USDC, and there goes the rest of your profit. So it's really not profitable for people to end your stake.
Dude, if I was making $10 a pop, I still wouldn't do it. I cannot spend all day clicking through shit for $10, bro. I could literally go under my couch and probably find $10. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm just joking, but I'm saying, like, the bulk minter was the play. Doing it properly was the play. And guys like me, sometimes it takes a minute to figure some of that stuff out. But remember what I said? I did 6 to 10 wallets, 12 wallets. I don't remember exactly. And I didn't want to overdo it because I understood enough about time spent. Like, if you're spending your time on something, that could be extremely valuable. Like, whatever you could be doing in that moment versus sitting there all day chronically unminting stuff. And that's your mental energy. That's Sam's mental energy for the day. He probably has a lot of things to do today. And it's like, okay, well, Sam's going to spend the next hour and a half on minting for $3 a pop. Yeah, right. Yeah, not going to happen. And that's why I knew enough about crypto where I understood the clicking. People don't think clicking is actual labor. That's directly what it is. The new labor is mental energy and clicking and time. And that's important to understand. And that's why if I'm doing mints now, I'm popping that out for 431 to 450 days. So maybe I can get a little meat on the bone after that amount of time. But I'm not worried so much about the money. And Sam, there was an amazing clip of you and Buck when I said, is Zen crypto a scam? And then Buck was like, Sam, go ahead. He was like, Sam, go ahead. And you're like, I don't think anything's a scam. Of course, we talked about immutability, self-custody, but you don't see how in God's human mathematical world this price chart could go up.
Correct. It's just the way it's designed, the way that it is designed, there to do a batch mint, if I can do a batch mint and that be profitable, right? So say the price goes up by a 50x, right? So wherever Zen is now, it goes up by 50x. Okay, cool. So that means at some dollar amount, and I'd have to run the math, I can put in $1,000, $500, $1,500 into a batch minter for 1 day to 30 days to whatever it is, where it will be profitable for me to do this, right? And it just doesn't make sense that the price is ever going at this moment in time. Time has to elapse where the inflation has to drop drastically. It has to drop drastically. Because there's just the way that it's just designed, it can't. It's not going to increase. Oops, oh, you're muted.
I'm going to read some of these metrics up top. Total supply, we're at whatever is this 780 trillion or that's million billion 5,780 billion. Okay, so and then liquid supply, guys, critical. This is critical. So that's the total supply, right? Remember Sam said, I think compared to the full amount of Zen, the ZenFTs, liquid supply, 5,309 billion. So we're looking at a roughly, 480 billion burned? Something like that. Is that probably going to be the difference between the two numbers there? Total stake, Sam. This is also an important, I guess the liquid supply would be, oh, I see. So the ZenFTs wouldn't even be on either end of this.
ZenFTs are so trivial, I feel like.
What?
The ZenFTs relative to the total amount of people in it, I just feel like it's going to be pretty small.
And then look at this number, Sam. This is the key one because this is where people's money actually came out. Total gas used since Genesis, 24,289 ETH. Now that would be back in users' wallets. That was somebody's crypto. So it is important, guys. This, when everyone says it's free to mint, that's just the stupidest thing in the world to say. There's nothing that's free to mint. If you can catch for once a week when Gwei gets under 14, you could say it's maybe a good deal. But that's about it. Like, at a minimum. So I think it's important to remember, guys, like when you're bulk minting 123 VMUs, like that's not free. But hold on, no, there's no advantage to use a batch minter anymore because you can do the collector NFT. Correct. So that was another aspect that changed, Sam. So what happened? Guys like me, after a couple of days, I said, Okay, I minted 12 wallets. I'm definitely not going to be doing that anymore. That's how I was feeling. I'm not going to be going through and single minting everything. Maybe on those 12 wallets, I'll remint after they're done. But then there was a batch minter, Sam. So let the floodgates in, guys, right? Let's say Sam has just a lot of money and he's ready to go in on some of this on a batch mint. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of VMUs. Oh, wait, Sam, you just did that? Oh, wait, now we're making another thing where instead of using the batch minter, you can just get a collector NFT, and then you're eligible for XN. Do you see how those dynamics can change just in a moment? It's like Sam did all this stuff. He tried to use the tools in his tool belt, but then the rules got changed. And that's why I'm stepping back a lot of the time. These rules are changing every single day. This started out with Zen, immutable 400 lines of code. And now we have about 11 fucking attachments to it. And I know that people can't keep up with this. Like, I know some of the guys can, of course, but like the average user cannot be keeping up with this. So I want people to understand before you go and do your collector NFT, for example, collector NFT is going to be the better deal right now, but tomorrow it might not be. Tomorrow you might get wrecked because there'll be XN PP token that you get from doing the reflection NFT golden shower mint. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying the rules are changing, and Jack is sitting there saying, it's not set in stone. It's not set in stone. It's not set in stone. Trust him when he's saying that before you put in a good amount of your money. I'm not saying you can't do shit. I'm saying if you have $1,000 and you're going 400 for the XENFTs batch minter, you could have been making a big mistake, Sam, because guess what? You don't get any XN. You don't get any. But if you just clicked one different button and did a collector NFT, you would get XN. So maybe you'd be the richest one.
We don't have the details on it because XN is just a worthless thing for testnet at this moment.
That's true.
Right? So,
but you know what I mean, a little bit.
Like, I don't have any desire to get on Paul's testnet. I don't have any desire to get on anybody else's fucking testnet because it's a waste of my time. I don't see any value in doing that. So, like, go play with Monopoly money. Great. I can draw Monopoly money on paper and fucking play with it myself in my bed. Like, who gives a shit? Right? To me, that's how I see it. Like, to play, I know some people enjoy that kind of thing, right? And some people like playing a testnets, and some people be like, oh, wow, I took X amount of shit on the testnet, and now I have X plus whatever else they've done on there. And like, cool, but it's fake. Like, that's all it is, right? But I don't know what the details are, though, of that, if it's going to be launching as an ERC20, right? Because then if it is also an ERC20, that's where you get that value from, which you're talking about would be correct. Do you have any more information on that, the ERC20 portion of it?
I'm not going to say anything more about it because again, it's starting to confuse me a little bit. But I remember I wrote down, I erased it because it was on my whiteboard. But basically the XN that you get, I'm not going to go into it because I don't understand enough about it yet. I know that I remember we were talking about the hybrid testnet and how there will be some value if it all works out perfectly. But guys, guess what? There's bugs. Every chain has had bugs. Every chain has had hacks. Every chain is, for the most part, I think, even Ethereum, even Bitcoin. Even Ethereum and Bitcoin. You think Jack is just like 7 billion steps ahead of the human race? I would say probably not. I would say he's probably more in the middle. The truth is usually somewhere in the middle, Sam. Like, and I think that he would say to himself, like, all of these things have bugs. All of these things have problems. All of these things. If you're creating something, that means you're creating an attack vector. There's an attack vector for someone that knows how to do that shit. And you can't always anticipate these things. So I want everyone to understand that there is risk involved in this. Sometimes when you see Jack's smiling face, you think that life will always be good. And I do this all the time. Sam never does it. I do this all the time. I'm like, I shook his hand. I looked in his eye. He's a great guy. He's a great guy. Nothing can go wrong, right? Because I put myself into a space where maybe I'm less of a human and they're more of a human. But remember that somewhere in the middle. It's generally somewhere in the middle. And your attention, wherever your attention is, that's all that you can really do in this world. Sam focused on fitness and pharmacology and supplements for 10 years. So he can rattle that stuff off all day long. But it's not like Sam was born to talk about pharmacology. his mother was not like, here's this baby and talk about pharma and talk about semaglutide, son. Like, no, that's just what happened. That's how it went. And you became a pro because of that. So humans can only focus so much. And I'm sure Jack's been doing a lot, and Jax has a team, but it's important to remember that there's risk. If you think this is your big break, you're so fucking stupid. You're stupid. And if you think Hex is your big break, you're so fucking stupid. If you think Pulse Chain is that last thing, baby, we're getting the beach house. I know it. I've dreamed about it my whole life. I can't wait to get that house in Nicaragua on the beach. I invested in Pulse Chain. It's like, dude, you're thinking about it backwards. You're not thinking about it like Warren Buffett. You think Warren Buffett was like, oh, this investment's going to make me Warren Buffett. No, he probably researched his ass off and put in thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of man hours into whatever his craft was. So I want everyone just to take a step back and understand. Some of y'all got mad fucking cash. You do whatever the fuck you want. But for you guys that are maybe in a spot where you're like, I don't necessarily know what's going on, and I don't necessarily want to feel anxiety every night when I go to bed. I've watched men turn into children from how much they put into Pulse Chain. I've turned grown men with families and honor turn into morsels of a man because they have to look their wife in the eye and say, yeah, I put $2.2 million into something I knew nothing about. Nothing. And the truth is they told you knew something about it, kind of. It kind of made you seem 4 more weeks. That got $5,000 out of me. That got $10,000 out of me. But again, I don't have kids running around and shit. So like, no one's here to tell me like, Brad, you did bad. So, but I want people to understand as I move forward, I want to hedge risk. I don't want everyone to be stressed out. A little goes a long way in cryptocurrency. If you do 100x on $1,000, it might change your life. It might. And you might be able to sell that, but I want you to pay attention and just understand, calm it down a little bit. Try to get that dopamine out of your system when you're looking at your investments. Like you don't want it to be like you're gambling as much. Just sit it, forget it, focus on the detail. Because if you understand these details, just like Sam is understanding BitTensor right now, he didn't put the whole house money in. He didn't go in, but he's focused on it. He really enjoys it. He really likes it. He likes the future projection, the technology, and he's reading. I'm sure you're reading all these documents. And it's important that we just focus and calm down and find your mission in life and attack it, and then have your investments as that little sweet like thing on top. But
who would have that answer of if there's going to be an ERC20 associated with the testnet, like a real ERC20, not like a testnet ERC20?
Probably Jack and probably Senzu. And real quick, I forgot to mention this too, just before we go down that staking NFTs are live as of last night. So remember, guys, you don't need to stake your NFT to get the XN test devnet token, but you do need to know that you have to mint it. So if you mint it, then you're eligible. Okay, but if everyone's asking me, do I have to stake it? Do I have to stake it? This came out yesterday. Don't stake your shit without knowing what's going on. Don't stake. You know how many people put all their ICOSA into that ICOSA pool and then realize they couldn't take it out for 137 days to even break even? So it's important that you read these fine details. But guys, you can stake your NFTs now. And this is not testnet. This is real life. And then if you follow Crypto Kindness here, first of all,
What do you get from staking Zen? More Zen?
Yield.
More Zen?
You staking Zen, you get next the reflection token. Wait, hold on. No, I'm not going to fuck this up. Give me a second. I don't know. I guess you just get yield.
But what is the yield denominated in? Is it in Zen? Or
I don't know. I think if I remember correctly, there was 3 coins that you could. Remember, you were asking, can you only get the ETH out? Is there a way that you can only separate the ETH? You were asking me that. I think I DM'd him.
That's for the NEX token, right?
Damn it. Yes. 19% at the moment for staking. Oh, so guys, can you answer that? Maybe
so
I'm wrong.
you're just staking it in the Zen protocol, it sounds like. You're taking your XENFT and you're staking it in the Zen protocol to earn 19%. It sounds like what Steve was saying.
Oh, so basically it's the same exact function as the regular staking of Zen. You're just doing it from after you bulk burned into the Zen.
You're calling it an NFT now, and you're just doing it that way. Yes, it sounds like. Could be wrong, but it sounds like that. Maybe I'm wrong, but I didn't think it was to stake your NFT. I thought it was basically a stake, but what was the rest of that? But now it's NFT format, so you can move it and trade it. I think what GRC was just showing is that the staking your NFTs is live. So you can, just like if you go through and you have your Zen that you minted, you can go through and stake that into the future, right? And you earn more Zen, right? Well, you can do this with your ZenFT. So if you have an NFT that's a ZenFT, you can go through and stake that and earn more Zen on top of it.
Hey, 19% is pretty cool if you're a big bag holder. And Sam, I got into some V3 fights with people yesterday because, guys, for all you guys that just want to call me out for being stupid, hey, you're right, man. I'm stupid. Can you stop interacting with me about stupid details? I don't care when you call me a pleb, but I care when you add detail to it because I actually have to read it. And I don't like reading it. I don't care. I'm learning just like everyone else. I'm focused. And to be honest, I have everything I want in my life, period. I have relationships with people that I really enjoy. I have dating relationships that I really enjoy. And I have freedom in my job and I can do what I wish. So if you don't have that shit, you can fuck off. Because I'm just trying my best and I want everyone to chill with the freaking, because I can't read everything now, dude. My Twitter is exploding. It's crazy. I hope Twitter becomes a profitable platform at some point. Would be very fun for me because I love Twitter. I love the interaction. Sam, before we close this out, Sam, let's just browse through some of our Jack, the source of the information is the Mr. Jack. Okay. So let's go in here. Let's read the roadmap one more time from January 6th. See if anything's changed. Zen ecosystem roadmap. Stake Zen, get tradable ZenFTs. Reflection token, yield from Zen burn, and staking with ZenFTs yield amplification. ZenFTs as collateral to borrow against future Zen mints. Zen mint flash loans with yield for the loan provider. So I haven't heard anything about this stuff, and they've added about 17 things in between. So Jack, if you could update your roadmap, I'm going to call this FUD. I'm calling this FUD. I'm fudding you. And the new, and this was January 22, and the new Zen Layer 1 chain based on Polygon Edge, about 1,000 times faster than Ethereum 2. Will those who burn today be eligible for the reflection token when it's launched? Yes, via ZenFT's proof of burn. Okay. When I make Zen stake, will I get ZenFTs? Yes. What is a tradable ZenFT from staking? How does that work? Also, do you mean to say ZenFTs or is it ZenTFs? That's true. That's funny. Something different? New ZenFTs. All right, so let's go back and let's scroll down a little bit. Super happy to see actual users on the X1 DevNet chain day one. Someone already deployed a couple of contracts wrapped XM. Oh, cool. Very cool. So guys, we pulled this up earlier. This is really interesting to note, I think. And it is nice to have all these updates for sure. And oh, look at this, Sam. Look at this. We are doing our part. So Sam, this is what happened. Ooh, this is good. So Buck, 16 hours ago, Buck said, in my chat with Jim Rat Crypto, I put forward a strategy I'm calling PLS/X1 Yin Yang strategy. I see the potential for the China/Singapore style. Do you know what that means?
Singapore doesn't really do a lot, but they're super financially successful. And they're just like the pathway through China, kind of, so to speak, is what he's trying to put forth.
No, I see. That makes sense. So I see the potential for the China-Singapore style relationship between the two chains, which can solve many problems for Pulse Chain, which I predict will be quite gate kept. Integral to this strategy is wealthy hexagons on both L1s able to build bridges between them. Sam, he brought that to my attention, and I was thinking, okay, so Hexicans dump millions of dollars into sacrifices. And really what he was saying is rich people basically have to arbitrage between these things because there's so much value in everything that changes. And I think he was saying that the wealthiest people in X1 are going to be Hexicans. And I think that could be bullish. I think that could be uber bullish for Pulse Chain, because we all know that these are ride or diers. Some of them, they have 15-year stakes. They have Icosa stakes. They have Hedron. They really appreciate the ecosystem. So this could, by in turn, add more value to the Pulse Chain system. Jack is creating value, right? In some way, shape, or form. And that, luckily, we have bridges. So there's going to be bridges between these things. And then look here, Sam, Internet Money, our boy KG. We are doing our part. We want to support X1 as a preloaded chain in the Internet Money wallet, making transactions on Pulse Chain and X1 as easy as possible. This is awesome stuff, guys. I'm so excited about all these things. And Buck, I'm going to share this tweet if you guys want to spread the word and keep, both ecosystems valuable. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. I'm like super stoked out on all this stuff. So this was 14 hours ago, guys. Countdown for staking's NFTs is live. And 14 hours ago, there was 41 minutes and 18 seconds left. So, and then, all right, fuck it. We'll listen to it.
Great Friday it is. Man, I'm happy. So many great things occurring currently. Zen has been freaking killing it, going through the damn roof. People just don't understand how great Zen is, but it's okay.
So here we go. I love you. I love you, Joker. And I can't wait to do a stream with you. I'm going to do it. I don't care. I want love in my heart. I'm just going to do it. I don't care. Me and him have had our quarrels, and I've said horrible things about the man. And I went into a Twitter space and I said, I was sorry. I said, I'm sorry for putting your name in the dirt, and I'm sorry for being rude. And remember, Sam said, I think Joker's finding his. I mean, Sam said one line. I don't even think Sam remembers this, but he said, I think Joker's finding his groove, or something like along these lines. Like, I think he's trying to figure out what he wants to do. And I was like, you know what? Why don't I stop being a dick? Why don't I stop being a dick to people that are just living their life just like me? So fuck it. It's a big fuck it train here. And here's the Explorer, guys. I'm going to drop this in here. Explorer X1 DevNet. X1 DevNet is live. Expect it being unstable, possibly go down. On the bottom of the page, you click the Fox, and we showed you that earlier, guys, to get the RPC changes added to your wallet. Once you connect your wallet, you should be able to see your airdrop of XN coins if you minted as NFT. So, and we showed you that there at the bottom. Okay, here we go. Took longer than a weekend, but faster than 2 weeks. Oh! Oh my God, that's Richard here on the right. So this is a picture of Richard, time in the market, 11K in prey, and then X1 DevNet is live, JL. So come on. I've been covering this saga the whole time. It's just so funny to me. I just can't get over it. And I love, remember yesterday, oh, hold on, let me see. Post your screenshots without doxing, please, of your X1 experience. So guys, this is what it'll look like in your wallet here. So if you've minted a certain amount, everyone's posting their X1, 20 XN right there. That's an Apex. I mean, that's a collector. And so everyone, Sam, people are participating in this. And Sam, what do we hate doing more than anything? Using testnets, because it's a waste of fucking time. Fuck. I'm not supposed to show that. But 30 XN. So I don't like using testnets, but it's nice to see other people using testnets.
Correct.
I mean, that's bullish. Ooh, big 630 bomber. And guys, remember, this is a billion supply, deflationary. So 630 is a lot different than you remember.
And see if you can get that information. Like if there's going to be an X1 that's on Ethereum, like that would be really interesting. Like if somebody's going to launch on Ethereum that's going to be in ERC20 before X1 comes out, that's what I thought we were kind of like getting into yesterday, but I don't know if that's going to be the actual details. Because if like you need to participate with the testnet in order to get X1 on Ethereum before X1 actually launches, like then that would be a reason to actually participate in my mind. For me.
I think I can get that answer for you right now because I think we actually looked at it yesterday, and I'm gonna just pull up our video from yesterday because I pulled up a stream from Trayvon, and I think that was the only part I showed was hold on, come on, you got this, GRC, you got this. Give me just 3 seconds.
You're good. You're good.
Man, I can't remember where it was. Anyway, if you guys have that answer, I'm gonna try to get Jack on here as soon as I can, as soon as he's available, and we'll try to get a pre-recorded episode going or a live stream because we need to hammer out some of these details, guys. I'm not a miracle worker, guys. I'm not, but if you watch this channel every day, you will stay as up to date as everything. I was the first person on the internet to cover Zen crypto. Period. I was the 201st person to ever mint Zen crypto. And I was the first person to ever interview Jack about Zen crypto. And so it's important, like, how early can you get, guys? Like, we're as early as you could possibly get on this channel. And Sam, a couple of things I wanted to mention before we get going. And if anyone has questions, drop them now and we'll answer. I'm going to be supporting a few things moving forward. Ethereum, Pulse Chain, X1, Chia Network, Bit Sensor, and a lot of different AI stuff, probably. So remember, I want to double down, and if there's any Chia cats, can I get a little Chia leaf below? I'm doing an episode with the dev. I think we're going to launch it 11 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. So it's not going to be a live stream, but me and Sam are going to be talking to Grant from Chia Network, and we already did intro to Chia. Now we're going to be doing Chia 101 with Grant. So Chia 101 with Grant, 200,000 nodes, more nodes than any other layer one I've seen. Any other blockchain. Like, I've never seen anything even close. Not even close. Like, not even almost close. That's super bullish to me. And imagine if that went to 600,000, 800,000. People were saying, I looked up Chia and your face came up. That means no one's really talking about it yet. So, and there's Chia videos, but they're all like uber nerd, like I wouldn't even watch it because it's just like not my style of content. So as I'm going to bring the gym rats to Chia, I'm going to do the little Michael Jordan give and go because I'm a team player. And when I find something that has true innovation, in my opinion, and true effort and true real world, application, I want to cover it because why do you think I want to cover it? Because if the future looks like all Chia, then I get to be Chia rich. I'll get fruits from that of some sorts because I will be covering it, and I'm trying to do. Chia is ETH. Chia next ETH fair. Come on, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. But maybe not. And I want to cover ETH PAL too because I was doing some more studying on proof of stake yesterday, all negative, and I'm like, okay, proof of work. Remember saying we were the first people on the internet to cover ETH proof of work.
I remember.
It was crazy. It was wild. And I want to make some more episodes about that because I really do like the proof of work method. And everyone's saying that the fax machine is proof of work and the supercomputer is proof of stake. And I don't buy that yet. Like, I know the technologies are different, and I'm not saying proof of stake isn't the way, but I'm saying, will Ethereum proof of stake work? Will EVM proof of stake work? I'm not saying will other proof of stakes work. Gas fees are wrecked 24/7. Okay, so I just want to cover more stuff that I enjoy and that you guys enjoy, and I would like to know what you guys want me to cover and what Sam to cover. Any of this AI stuff, anything you guys are finding. When you guys DM us with these little articles, stuff like that, it can be really helpful sometimes to have insight from whatever you guys are watching. Collective consciousness coming together. I get DMs all the time with amazing things, and I think we'll do another episode on this V3 Binance thing because he sent me an article. And so, dude, if V3 goes to Binance, I'm gonna be the happiest motherfucker on the planet. Literally, because I like Binance, but I hate V2. I fucking hate it. I hate everything about it. And I only hate it because V3 is out. So, but Sam, anything you want to say before we go?
Appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'm looking forward to the Chia episode to learn more about Chia. There's a lot of very cool, unique things. And one of the things that I want to learn is what's going to be the driver behind adoption, right? Because there's a lot of things out there that are cool or, do things a little bit differently, right? But what's going to be the driver behind adoption over there? And I want to talk to the dev about that and see what his thoughts are. So if you guys want to understand that, tune in tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern time. That's all I got, bro.
Yeah, and there's big NFT things going on over there now, like this new surge of NFTs. Maybe that'll drive some adoption. Guys like me will start covering it. Maybe that could drive some adoption. I'm really excited because they were so happy that I was covering it. And I was like, oh, that's interesting that they really care, because they're clearly more advanced than me with some of these concepts. But they were happy because that means they were on the right track, I think. It's like guys like me from, I always say, coming from a different industry, you're like, oh, okay, these guys are starting to get in. Oh, plus 200,000 nodes. Oh, plus you can't make scam tokens on Chia. You can't make scam tokens on Chia because of their security model. It's completely different. On Ethereum, you can literally, there's guys that wake up in the morning and they say, how do we scam today? And there's a million ways to do it. And basically, it's up to me and everyone else to tell you guys, don't get scammed, self-custody, like this whole thing. Maybe there's a different way. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for everyone being here. If you don't mind smashing the like button and hitting the subscribe button, there's a crypto fitness challenge coming up with Hex Siren and Bullish, which I kind of want to talk about. And I think we're launching it, or they're launching it. I'm not doing it, February 1st. And I think we're also going to be doing some private content. I know you guys I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to structure it, but God, it'll be valuable. I refuse to not provide value if I'm getting any money from anyone, because I won't be able to sleep. And so I'm not willing to do things before I'm ready. And I just want everyone to know that I am excited and I am doubling down. And I'm doubling down on trying to do this better, be a good show host. Like sometimes I get a little into the weeds and I start thinking that I'm the smartest guy in the room. Not really, but you know what I mean? I start my head gets a little too much stuff going on. But yesterday you and Buck just went, and I just totally vibed with that stream yesterday where you guys were talking about what you guys were good at, right? And I was just stepping back and learning. And I want to get back to that. We're going to be talking about Chia, Pulse Chain, X1, Binance, all of these things moving forward that we consider DeFi. That's what I'm going to be covering, along with AI technologies with Sam Stoll, because that's what Sam loves, AI technologies. But now we're talking about decentralized AI technology. That's crazy. It's crazy to think about, because OpenAI is rather centralized, right?
Very.
Like it would just be like a United States, like
Google, like Facebook.
Yeah.
Google. Yeah.
But that's not, we don't like that.
Correct. And now that's where that's where the BitTens are like, and I don't know if it's going to be successful, but I don't know of any other ones that are doing it. And I think that framework can be applied to solving problems or creating companies, not just with the AI stuff that they're doing, but that framework of putting blockchain with something so that the proof of work energy that's put into that direction is not just used to solve a cryptographic problem. That energy is used to solve real world problems. And I think that is going to be a massive innovation that we see over this coming decade, because I don't see, as we were talking about with Buck, I don't see this same game of the stock market coming. I think it's going to be in crypto.
Dude, the stock market closes on the weekends.
Right?
That makes no sense, bro. I'm so confused about that shit still. I swear to God, I've never participated in the stock market other than whatever my job was doing with all my investments in my Vanguard or whatever. But I brought sometimes I get paid cash from my tenants, and I'm remember one day I brought it to the bank, and I probably hadn't been to the bank in 2 fucking years. Literally, I didn't totally detach from it. And there was no one there. It was closed. It was Sunday. And I was like, holy shit, I have no value here. This is what am I going to do? Buy crack cocaine with this? Like, but it's ridiculous. And I don't know how all that works with the liquidity and how much money it is, but I think we're going to see one of the biggest transitions of just a financial change in the world. And it's going to happen like in a moment. I think they're going to make a rule or something. CBDCs, we'll be covering that coming up. Everyone wants a piece of this pie. But nobody wants to put in that work day one in the bear market. I've been streaming for 400 days straight in the bear market with very little fruits, and I've loved every single moment of it. Like, because I know this is how you get in position to be great. I know this is how you do it. I've been great in other things before, or at least good. I know what you have to do. Outwork everyone. Out-discipline everyone. And on top of that, keep your spiritual and emotional life as calm and as cool as you can, because all those guys that freak out at me, all those Trayvon fans that are in my DMs every day saying I'm such a pleb, you guys think about me all day, and I've never even watched his fucking stream. I don't know the guy. I invited him on the stream 100 times, but I'm saying, like, focus on what your mission is in life. My mission is not to beat Trayvon. To be honest, that would be a really limp dick mission. My mission is to be the best I can be at what I'm doing. And it changes. Sam's seen me go through a change in the last 2 weeks where I have to reset and realize what my role is. Sometimes my role has to change. I want to be a better show host. And I want to let some of these guys come in where their expertise comes through. And I make mistakes all the time. All the time. Every single day I make a boatload of mistakes. But I'm always willing to admit them. And I'm always willing to be open and transparent. And I'm always going to try my best to stick to the detailing, be unbiased, because that's the way all the guys that I respect do it. And anyway, let's get out of here, Sam. And are you available at 5 p.m. today?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to do that 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. It's going to be like
perfect. That works perfect.
For like 2 hours. So I'm going to have a lot of the talking points, and I'm just going to kind of let you guys go into the. So guys, if you want to tomorrow, if you like Chia and you want to get involved in that, let's get it going. Crypto in the Mornings live every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern. Guys, I'll be posting 3 to 5 clips a day from these shows and 2 shorts on YouTube. And if you like that kind of sauce, please go through and hit the likes on those. It really means a lot to me when people watch those, because I'm trying to get better at it. I'm not perfect. I'm not the best YouTuber in the world, but I'm learning and I'm willing to put in the effort. And I appreciate you guys so much. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. We got MEXC interview coming up too. So I'm really excited, guys. Crypto in the Morning, Sam. Glad you're feeling better. Big time.
You already know what time it is. Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Waiting on phone. Crypto in the morning. 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 Waiting on phone. Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Smoking a blunt on my way to the gym. 11 a.m. and I'm already tuned in. Got me some hacks and I'm making a stake. Got me some heads on, I'm making it rain. Pay me some maxi and that's just in case. Jim Reddit sent me to show you the way.